It's going to take a little bit to kick in, but it should be in by now. So my name is Chris, the Gaming Librarian, and you are here for another episode of Gaming Narratives, where I get to sit down with my two awesome friends, or random strangers, or my wife, or whoever happens to want to come by and talk with me about their favorite gaming memories. My apologies for the delay in getting started. Technical issues happened, and then just as I was giving up hope, a miracle occurred, and the technology decided that it was finally going to work with me. So, I have Cliff and Ashton joining me today to talk about some of our achievements and trophies that we have hunted ridiculously hard for, or just games that we've put in a ton of hours in. Before we get too deep into the weeds on this one, I will give a shout out to some of the YouTube videos that I'm going to be covering today and their creators. So, the talented Clifford created the epitome of Ustris. You're going to have to correct me on name. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, but this is going to be our Celeste clip. Psycho Squirrel SSU is going to give us our Call of Duty clip. IGN for their Mass Effect Legendary edition comparison videos before we hop into the Mass Effect soundtrack by Dia Blue. And then last but not least, Jers Q's Games is going to be going over 99 Nights for us. And then afterwards, we have a little surprise for you as myself, Ashton, and Cliff do a little bit of a deep dive into our past achievements. So Xbox centric on this one. And look at some of the gems that we have. So, are you guys ready to go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet. Okay, so I'm going to play this in the background and we will get started. So, this footage, of course, is captured by Cliff. So, when I started Gaming Narratives, one of the ones that we were joking about with the first episode was talking about sort of achievements and trophies that we've done ridiculous things for. And so the one that we have here is from Celeste. So I have gameplay footage that you shared with us, Cliff, of Celeste. Can you tell us a bit about it?
So as you can see, it's a platforming game, and it's just a really difficult one to handle if you've ever played any game kind of like Super Meat Boy or I'm trying to I forget what the other one is called, like I Want to Be the Man or something like that. I'm not too sure, but yeah, these are just really, really difficult platforming games that I happen to just love.
Yeah, so you've always been a sucker for punishment on these ones. But what makes you love them so much? Okay, first and foremost, credit has to go to this fellow right here, because what were you able to do with this game on the PlayStation?
Oh, to just like be able to record like
Well,
anything you do.
no, what level of trophy did you unlock for the
Oh,
audience?
for this game, I happened to platinum this one,
Yes.
and it was no easy task.
So for those watching this stream, either right now or later on, and you, for whatever reason, have been living under a rock, don't happen to know PlayStation trophies and how they work, platinum is when you get every single other trophy in this game, and they're not cakewalk trophies. Like, you have to go through so many hurdles to get it. So the trophy is the ultimate one that you can get. And so I'm curious, how long did it take you to platinum this?
This one, it's been a while, so I can't quite remember, but I kind of remember how many deaths like it was at the end of each level. That was one thing. When I switched to PS5, I don't have my save data, so I started a new game just to get like this clip.
Yeah.
Oh, but even after this run, I played this level once, and then I played it again for this clip, and by the end of it, it was like I was already at over 100 deaths in this game. So
Yeah.
it
So the nature of this game, I don't think I know anyone who hasn't died at some point playing this game. So the idea is you're meant to die over and over and over and over and over again, a million times over. But it's how you learn. How
Exactly.
Okay. And so, what attracted you to this game? Like, what drew you in?
Uh, for some reason, I really like games that have a really good flow to it. So like when you're good at the game, everything is just flowing like really nicely. You're doing all these crazy movements and like avoiding all these crazy obstacles in your way. And there's just something about getting through like something that's really difficult that's of course like really rewarding.
Yeah. No,
And
because I remember seeing this, and I remember talking with the group about this. But I knew it wasn't going to be my kind of game, even though I own this now on the Switch and the Xbox. Um, but I remember you talking about, oh, I'm close to platinuming it. Like, I'm going to go through the B side to this game. So, right now, for those watching, what's playing in the background is actually the B side um,
mhm.
game. So, you beat the main game, and then they're like, oh, wait. We want to punish you more, and so they give you the B side, so the flip side of the soundtrack, so to speak, of the game. But it ramps it up and makes it even harder.
Yep, and I thought B-side was already bad enough, but lo and behold, there is a C-side also to be
Is there?
unlocked, which is even more difficult
Oh
than
no!
this.
How could you make this game more difficult? So as I'm watching
They found a
along,
way.
like you're dying. It's not like you're going through it like it's a cakewalk. You are dying
No,
repeatedly, and so you're telling
like
me it
I
gets
was
harder.
lucky to already have the I guess like the muscle memory of it from before. I'm like, okay, I kind of remember these parts, like the mechanics I need to use,
Yeah.
but it still is like no K-walk ever. It's like, oh my god, like I died already like 50 times on this one part.
Oh
And
jeez.
then like yeah, it's just but it's just something about it. It's really addicting. That's the thing about this. Otherwise, it's not really fun, right? If you're not like feeling any kind of like accomplishment from it.
And so you're a sucker for these punishing games, but
Hmm.
Ash,
Yeah.
or you're a fellow who enjoys um, games that are a little bit of a grind. So I'll
Yeah.
bring up the one that you've been playing the most recently. Um, and so we will give uh, just load up gameplay of Destiny 2. Because you're the one that I know of. So shout out to Throneful for this one. Um, and we'll watch as the ad plays through.
I guess I could have gone through my account and see what I had for like screenshots and stuff like that and like videos played.
Well, I will bug you another time for that one. So we'll skip ahead, get in some gameplay. So for those who haven't had a chance to play Destiny 2, just to give a little bit of background perspective to this one, uh, created by Bungie. These are the folks who did Halo, and so um, for those watching who know Ashton, Cliff, and I, you know that we're big Halo fans. We grew up playing Halo. I'm not sure for you two, um, but I know for myself, Halo was like really the biggest first person shooter I ever got into. Uh, like Ashton and I had played Perfect Dark before. I'd watched you play Counter Strike, but back then and even still to this day, can't do mouse and keyboard to save my life on a first person shooter. But I remember Halo is one where with our friends like Phil and Conrad and Liam, we would all sit together in Phil's basement and just play for hours on end, starting with Halo 1.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh yeah.
yeah. It's actually the game that taught me to play inverted. And so I can never go back
Same.
to non inverted controllers because I got fed up of swapping out controls with,
Same here.
think it was Phil, and having to go baback
Yeah.
in, switch it so that up was up, down was down. And finally, I was just like, okay, brain, you need to understand inverted, and I've never gone back. And now I think it's Conrad, of all people, at your bachelor party, Cliff, when we were playing Halo. He's
Yeah.
now the one who has to pause the damn game and switch it
Yeah, what
back
the heck
to regular
happened, man?
controls. I'm like, get out of here. It's inverted
Weirdo.
or nothing at all. Um, yeah.
Oh,
So,
man.
what attracted you to Destiny?
Uh, just like same thing as kind of the precedence of like Halo, like first person shooter, like another world, just things to do. I don't know. It's the graphics. It's a lot of fun. I like it. So there is a single player, but there's also a lot of multiplayer. That's like, so if you want to do single player, you can. You just want to like do like competitive, you can. So it's like you can go back and forth. So it's like some days you want to like just murder a bunch of people. Other days you just want to like run around in a circle for no reason.
Fair enough. And
Little something for everyone.
you played through all of Destiny 1, right?
Yeah.
And did you do all the expansions?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no. So I think after a certain point, I took a huge hiatus. Like I stopped playing Destiny for the longest time, but that was more because I stopped playing video games for a long time. Like sold my Xbox and stuff, and I just got rid of everything. And I stopped playing video games, and then like 3 years ago or so, the wife was like, "Oh, you should buy an Xbox." So I bought an Xbox, and then I played COD, and then Adam was playing Destiny. I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'll jump in back on Destiny," and then Time Destroyer.
Yeah, right back in. So,
Yeah.
if your wife is watching or once she watches it later, first off, thank you for getting my best friend back into gaming. I still fondly remember the phone call that I got from Ashton that fateful day when he was like, "Chris, what console do I get?" And I'm like, "Well."
It's a big decision.
It was a big decision. I think this was a couple of years ago now. So the PlayStation 5 and the Series X weren't quite out. But I knew you had grown up, well, with both. But I figured you would probably enjoy the Xbox the most. And Game Pass was like smoking deal for the games that you were getting.
Yeah.
But little did I know that really you would never need Game Pass because once you discover Destiny 2, that would be the only game
That's
that you
it.
would play. Um,
Well, I've been playing the Final Fantasies as they come out one by one.
oh, I was gonna say, not to poke fun, but like I swear every time I log into Xbox and I see your gamer tag pop up, your top 5 games that you play include Destiny 2 at the top, followed closely by Disney Plus, followed closely then by the Final Fantasies. And so it's been a real joy recently watching you pop all these achievements on Final Fantasy. Um, After I had talked to you about yes, all the Final Fantasy are now on Xbox until you've been playing through them all.
Oh, they took
Um,
away 9. I didn't even complete 9.
oh, what, they took away
It's
9?
it's gone. It's not even on Game
Oh
Pass anymore. I
no!
searched it up. It's gone. So now I just have a game I can't play.
Yeah,
So when I click it, it's like cannot play game, like not signed in. And I was like,
Error
oh
404.
yeah.
yeah, like
I meant to ask Cliff, did you ever get to play Destiny?
Yeah, I actually went through Destiny 1 and I think I beat it as well.
Oh wow,
But
okay.
God, I have no idea what the heck was going on too much during the whole thing. I can't quite remember a whole lot of it.
And it's funny because it's the same people who made Halo, and I can tell you everything that happened in the Halo campaign like the back of my hand. But Destiny, I've just
Yeah,
haven't been able
yeah.
to get into the same
I
I
way.
just like it
remember
because
like
like
the gameplay
you
being
do
really fun.
like the multiplayer killing people. Like
Hmm.
there's other people who are like super like lore fanatics. Like, oh yeah, just read all the lore. I'm like, no,
No.
I ain't got time for that.
Yeah,
I got better things to be doing.
You know, let's
yeah.
shoot some things.
I didn't come here to read. I don't
If
care
I want
about
to read, I pick up
literacy.
a book.
Yeah, that's like going to the movies and reading it.
It's like Dark Souls. Like you have to like read everything that you find. It's like no, I just
Yeah.
want to beat the crap out of some monsters.
But then sometimes that comes back to bite you in the butt. There have been several games I
Yeah.
played, usually RPGs, where I don't read the thing. I just want to fight things. 5 hours later, I'm finding myself in this situation where I'm like, what do I do now? Oh, well, lo and behold, it was something that I read 5 hours ago that gave me the clue. I'm like, I don't know this. Thank goodness for the advent of YouTube and internet walkthroughs. They're like, you should have read this thing 5 hours ago back in this chapter. I'm like, yes. I faintly remember that.
Oh, I discarded that after like 5 seconds.
It's like, oh,
It was weighing me down.
I shouldn't have gotten rid of this item. I was over encumbered. I wanted to keep the gun that I had. Yeah, Destiny 1, I never, like, I picked up, I tried to play, but I think at that point, none of you were playing. And you had a PlayStation 4 by that point, Cliff, and Ashton, you were still checked out of gaming. So I never got a chance to play with you guys.
I
And then
played it when it first kind of came out, I think.
yeah, and Ashton has I will give him the benefit of the doubt, has tried desperately to get me into the game, and I just can't. Though I will give credit where it's due. I'll give credit where it's due, because if you're playing on the Xbox, the nice thing about it is that on Game Pass, like, all the expansions are there free of charge day one, and if you want to play through, it's a sweet deal. Yeah, so that's basically been Destiny.
I found that out, I think, 3 weeks too late, because I bought the expansions, and then like 3 weeks later, Game Pass is like, here you go, everybody, and it's like, oh, cool. Cool.
Yeah, cool. That's great.
Yeah, thank you for that, Bungie.
Yeah, exactly what I wanted. Yeah, and so that was a unexpected deal. I have to admit, I'm excited next week, because around this time next week, you'll probably see me bugging either these guys or somebody to talk with me on gaming narratives about the E3 press conference for Xbox, because I'm excited to see what treats they release for free and they announce. My fingers are crossed for Microsoft Flight Simulator to come out on Xbox day of. I want to fly a Cessna over our hometown of Port Coquitlam and then see if I can see our high school. Because I'm lame like that, and I think it would be neat.
Why not?
Yeah, what if it's free of charge? Why not? Okay, so we've talked about some of our big games. Now I'm gonna load up an absolute classic that we did enjoy playing in the past, and with a bit of a story. So, of course the ads always load up first. So this is quick. It's 2 minutes and 37 seconds. I am sorry if you have not beaten Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare by this point. Skip ahead about 5 minutes in this video. But this one's a gem. So outside of Halo, I sucked at almost every other first-person shooter. And then Call of Duty 4 came along. And I decided I was going to get good. Played the game on Veteran. Had a ton of fun doing so. But then I got to this part of my French Bold Dookie mission called the Mile High Club. Now, this is
looking at it again.
Yeah, when I knew I became an achievement hunter, I was determined to 1,000 out of 1,000 this damn game, and this was the only achievement I had left. And so, as you can see, you have 2 minutes to locate the VIP. Lo and behold, VIP is being held hostage. Now, this person playing here probably has it set to normal because I can tell you on veteran, one shot to your head, anywhere on your body, maybe two shots, I'll give it credit, and you're dead. And as you're seeing, they're not even throwing grenades. On veteran, they throw grenades. So you're having
And
to
they
hide.
don't ever stop spawning.
Yeah, they just never stop spawning at all. So I managed to get so good at this level that I knew every spawn point, exactly how they were going to react. I would fire bullets split seconds before they would spawn. However, I would get to the end of this level and always shoot the hostage. Every single time. Yeah, Ashton, you're laughing hysterically. Yes, I literally, for hours, yes. So this scene playing right now, you think, oh, this is relatively easy. Bad guys behind hostage. Oh, you can shoot them in the leg and it counts. This is good to know. No,
15 years later.
13 years later. Son of a gun. Anyways, I thought you had to get a headshot on this bugger. And every time I tried, would shoot the hostage. Got to the point where I said, okay, enough is enough. Cliff, I need your help. And so at this point in time, Cliff and I lived like 3 doors apart. I'll just play that one again after the ad. We lived about 3 doors apart, so I go over to his house and I'm like, okay, Cliff, this is going to sound dumb, but we're going to play this game together, and I'm going to play through this level. And then we're going to get to the end of the level, and I'm going to pause it, and I'm going to hand you the controller. I'm going to walk out of the room. I don't want you to unpause it while I'm still in the room.
Oh my god, yeah, that's right.
I'm going to pause it, hand you the controller, I'm going to walk out. And as soon as you know I'm out of the room, you're going to unpause this game, and you're going to make the shot. Well, I can tell you right now, aside from... Actually, no. I don't think there's ever been 10 seconds that have been more daunting and or silent in my entire life. I did not know what had happened. It was like my 15th playthrough that day of this level. And Cliff is dead silent. He doesn't tell me anything. I heard shots. I heard gunfire. What happened? I walk into the room and I look at Cliff. I can't even see the TV. The heartbreak would be too much if he'd missed the shot. And I go, Cliff, did you do it? And he's like, yes. And he had 1,000 out of 1,000. The game for me. Got the Mile High Club shot. It's totally killed any fun concept of the Mile High Club for me. Because of this stupid achievement. And then I've never played the game since. At least a single player. I cannot bring myself to do it.
Come on, you gotta do the remaster.
Yeah, gotta do the remaster. So I thought, it would be fun to do the remaster. And I tried a couple of levels, and I just couldn't do it. Well, I did have fun doing. And I'm not sure how well you guys remember this. Well, I'll share my favorite memory of Call of Duty 4. And then I'll ask you about your experiences with Call of Duty. Because I know this is the game series that comes out every single year and sort of brings us all together in some ways. So like almost every single year a new one comes out, we play together. I remember in Call of Duty 4, I was always so proud of myself because on the, which one was it? The helicopter down map, if I'm not mistaken.
All Gillied Up, I think, or something like that.
I think so. I got so good at that map that I got more kills with grenades than I did guns. Why was that? 2 reasons. First off, 3 lethal grenades. I would run forward within 2 seconds of starting the map, huck all 3, guaranteed would at least kill 2 people, if not 3. If that didn't...
what his third perk was.
Yeah, if that didn't piss off people enough, it would be martyrdom, which would be the next one. And so I would like to think that Activision nerfed martyrdom in the sequential Call of Duty games because of players like me who would just put on martyrdom.
Explosive.
Yeah, right into a room full of people.
You wouldn't even care. You'd be like, there's a room full of people. I'm just going to run in there and see what happens.
Yeah. because I would at least kill a few people. And I'm like,
Be like, I killed 4 people but I died once.
yeah,
Pretty good
my
ratio.
my, my KO ratio is doing really well. I really can't complain about that. Uh,
Yeah. There'd
so,
be like the
but
odd time where I would join and you'd be on the opposite team and I just keep dying by your grenades and be like, what the hell, Chris? This is
yeah, you
bull.
could have saved me, but you chose not to. I'm like,
Yeah.
yes, I could have, but I'm carrying our team right now
Yeah.
by using martyrdom. Do you guys have any favorite Call of Duty memories?
I liked the one mission, no Russian, the airport. No, no,
Oh, that
no,
was
no reason for it. Had no purpose.
no,
Just
no. There, I remember playing through that campaign, and I got to that mission. I was like, this has nothing to do with anything. They just
Like,
wanted to sell copies of this game.
and
yeah,
then it
they
was like
just
caused a
wanted to make a
huge
statement
issue.
or something.
Yeah,
Like there was a huge like backlash on that episode. And then I think they stopped selling copies that had that in it.
they
They made it an optional choice if you wanted to
yeah,
actually play that level or not.
Yeah, the very as soon as you start the campaigns, like, do you want this? And you're like, yes or no.
and like if you didn't
Oh,
know, then you were gonna go in. So spoilers for this No Russian campaign. The game's 10 years old now at the very least. In the middle of the campaign, you team up with surprise, surprise, the bad guy Russians, um, and the leader says, "Don't speak any Russian because we don't want to be identified by home country." And you proceed to go through this airport and just shoot every civilian that you can see, and they give you some sort of light machine gun. Like the ammo seemed
An LMG,
limitless
yeah.
on it, and you're just like, da, 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 da. Yeah, it was just a ridiculous campaign.
Like, it hold no real purpose. They did not anything with that at all.
No, um, but do you still play Call of Duty consistently every year? Like, do you always pick up the new ones?
um, I played them all except for Infinity War or whatever.
Yeah, I know for
It's just
myself it wasn't. Or Cliff, did you want to say something?
Oh, no, I was just remembering, like, I picked up Cold War, but I didn't even really play through it, and I ended up just exchanging it yesterday.
Oh no, Cold War was a lot of fun. I actually enjoyed the Cold War one. That's what got me. Well, Modern Warfare the year before, and Cold War's been a follow up to it.
Hmm.
Because I think it was after World War II that I just dropped it for a while. Like I had
Yeah,
no interest in the fancy spacesuits flying around, or
it
any
became
of
too
that.
much.
Yeah. Well, if I wanted to play Titanfall, I would play
Yeah,
Titanfall. Uh,
that's what I think they were trying to do at that time. They were just trying to kind of, like, do the Titanfall style, at
yeah.
least for Advanced Warfare.
But no, I fond memories of Call of Duty. And as we get closer to the sequence, I think we'll talk a little bit more about this. So we'll just get through some of our favorite achievements, and then we'll do some deep dives into some of the achievements that we have unlocked. I've already warned Ashton and Cliff about one of the ones I'm going to talk about with fond memories. Cue up Duran Duran in the background if you want a little taste of what's about to come in a few minutes' time. So, the recent one that I'm really proud of, and I will admit I was a gigantic nerd for this one, was Matt. The Legendary Edition just came out, and I've been having a blast playing through it. And for this episode, I made it my goal to finally platinum this game once and for all. So I played it back in 2007, originally on the 360. Had a blast with it, but did 1,000 out of 1,000 the achievements. And I finally platinumed it. Poor Andrea, though, was sitting on the couch with me when I did it. And, like, I got all weepy-eyed. I'm like, and she's like, did something really sad happen in your game? I'm like, nothing sad happened in my game. It just, like, it brought back, like, 2007, we graduated high school.
You wouldn't understand.
It had been a long year, and I realized that Mass Effect was, like, the hugest form of escape I had had that year. And so it was really sweet. And so, not to jinx myself, because I was going to try to have my PlayStation 5 clip loaded up, but then the headache behind the scenes before we started this stream happened. And so I won't deep dive. But I managed to platinum the game. I played as FemShep. It was an absolute blast. And now I'm on Mass Effect 2. Don't have the same allure for it. Like, I feel like I'm dragging myself to play through 2, even though theoretically that's supposed to be the best one in the series. I like my slow, clunky controls. But I'll do a quick load up if you ever have the chance, and I'll play this on the stream in the background. But this is what I remember the most about Mass Effect. Is after you beat the entire game, establish that you are the most badass human of all time in existence. The credits start to roll, and this song by Edmonton band Fonts called M4 Part 2 loads up. This is the first and only credit sequence I've ever sat through the entire time without trying to skip it or anything, because I was so engrossed with this song. Because the first time I beat Mass Effect, it was 2 o'clock in the morning. Admittedly, Ashton and I had many 2 o'clock sessions playing video games. He used to work at the local pub that was like maybe a block or 2 away from my house. He'd be like, hey Ash, or hey Chris, can I come sleep over? You can play Halo, and I'll bring you free stuff from the pub. I'm like, free food? Yes, please. It's like, you can sleep over whenever. So he would bring over food, a lot of Benadryl, because I had cats, and he's forever been allergic to cats. And he would just play Halo for hours on end. Yeah, this song, if you have a chance to listen through the entire thing, really awesome. And so it was nice to revisit when I beat the game. Now, the last one I'll bring up very quickly, and then we will continue on to the fun part of this stream.
Oh, yeah.
This game. Okay. So, well, Call of Duty 4 was one of the first ones that I completely got 1,000 out of 1,000 on. This game right here, 99 Nights, little gem of a game that came out. I picked it up because the Korean studio who created this, I think they're Fantagram, had done Kingdom Under Fire, which was a neat strategy game on the original Xbox. They released 99 Nights. If you've ever played Dynasty Warriors, it's a Muso game. You're going around just hacking and slashing hundreds of people at a time. I hate this game. Love and hate it. Because to get 1,000 out of 1,000, you had to get double S rank on every single level. And there was one level towards the end, I was trying to find it and I couldn't find footage of it, where I would miss it by 1 second every single time.
Victory will be ours. Do not yield.
And it required you to not pick up the health kit, but it was a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation. If you didn't pick up the health kit, I'd often die at the boss's hands, but otherwise, if you did pick up the health kit, you'd be able to heal, but it would add that extra second or two onto your playtime. Absolutely love this game, but this is literally one of the ones that once I 1,000 out of 1,000 it, took it out of my console and have never put it back in since. At all. So a little gem of a game, and I still love Muso games to this day. I recently played Hyrule Warriors, which is basically Dynasty Warriors meets Zelda, and absolutely love them. But this game, just absolute headache. Do you guys have any of those games that you're like, I've completed it entirely, but I'm never ever gonna touch this game ever again?
Oh yeah, definitely. I would say I remember 100%ing Mirror's Edge when that came out. Actually, it took me quite a while to platinum, or not platinum, just get all the achievements in that.
Yeah.
And it would be like the same kind of deal because it required you to do like time trials and stuff like that. And yeah, it was an utter nightmare when you would fail by like 1 second or 2 seconds. And in this, it's like you would have to do whole levels at a time, and a level could take like, it would be like beat it under 20 minutes, and you'd be like 21 minutes, and it's like, wow, there goes like 20 minutes of my life again. And then it's like, let's do it all over again and try once more. But
You're like, I
yeah,
could have done this.
Yeah, it's like, I know I can do this. Like, why are you testing me?
This game's not better than me.
Yeah, I'll show you who's better. And then I did it, and because I happened to look at my achievement list yesterday, and I looked at the rate of like people getting those achievements, and some of them are like 1%, and I'm like, wow, holy crap! I can't believe I'm part of the 1%.
I truthfully, I think I have one achievement in that game, but that's only because every time I play Mirror's Edge, I get through the first level and then want to throw up. And I'm like,
Yeah.
Okay, I got one achievement. I can say I've played this game. I also think I have one achievement in Mirror's Edge 2, so that I can say I played this game and never play it again.
Surprisingly, I never picked up that one.
It was actually more fluid. I found it controlled better.
You had enough of the first one.
Yeah, than the first one. And
Yeah, kind of. But I also wanted to play another running game.
I'm trying to think. Dying Light is in a similar vein. It's that parkour meets zombies type game that many attribute to Mirror's Edge. And Ashton, are there any games that you played so completely and to completion that you just like have never gone back to play?
Well, I don't 100% a lot of games, but I know Portal was one of them. I tried forever to get that, and then once I beat it, I'm like, the cake's a lie? And then I was like, I'm done with this game.
Okay, so I'll load up some of these games so that people have a focus and they're not just looking at 99 Nights. So Tunnerit, I thank you for capturing the footage on this one. So this is Mirror's Edge in a nutshell. I will play this for a couple of seconds for the audience to get an idea of what this game is. This is not CGI trailer or anything. This is actual gameplay of Mirror's Edge. As you can see, for those who are weak-stomached like myself, the sheer motion of running through a level like this, and this guy, I don't know why he needs to run on the walls like he is. He's just doing it to jostle the camera to make me sick. I swear.
It increases your top speed, man.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure it does. It also increases how quickly the top speed I make to the toilet is to throw up. Yeah, but this is Mirror's Edge in a nutshell. So it was a really innovative game for 2018. And then Portal, if you don't know Portal by this point, do yourself a favor. Again, if you are not weak-stomached like myself and play this game. It's available virtually everywhere. But it's a simple puzzler. You use a portal gun to create portals in the world. You have the orange and the blue. Wherever you set it up, you can go to. So I didn't know this about you, Ashton. I didn't know that Portal was a game that you had spent so much time with, trying to 100%.
I like puzzle games. I like strategic.
Did you ever play Portal 2?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Oh man.
But it's like one of those games you try for so long and you figure out the puzzles, and then once you get to the end, you're like, well, that's done.
Yeah, I guess there isn't any way to adjust the puzzles really. But no,
the replay value of it, I can see it not being too much there, because once you know how to do the puzzle, that's it.
Pretty much.
Yeah. But I mean, it was a fun game, different for its time. I enjoyed it.
It's like one of the best cooperative games as well, Portal 2.
Then you just get bored and you shoot one portal on the ceiling, one on the floor, and then you jump through it and see how fast you can get going.
Yeah, I've seen people make YouTube videos of that, just testing the physics engine of the game to see how much you can increase. Yeah, I'm half tempted to do an episode of Gaming Narratives, just entitled Games That Have Made Me Want to Throw Up, because they are plentiful. I can start with the early games like Doom and bring up the latest and greatest games that make me want to hurl, like Resident Evil 8, which is an absolute gem of a horror survival game, but I cannot play for more than 10 minutes at a time. But yeah, so yeah, just watching Portal makes me want to play, or watch somebody play from a distance. I think is how I could enjoy that the most. So for the next,
Wow.
Yeah, whoa, what's going on? My mind is blown. So for the next segment, we were gonna sort of like do a deep dive into our achievements. So I'll give you the choice of who wants to start with your achievement list.
I've probably got a more vast one. Mine is usually just completing the game on like the hardest difficulty once, and then it's like, well,
I've had my fun.
Yours was fun to scroll through because a lot of them are complete and like actually properly played. I was scrolling through mine, and about 5 minutes later, when I finally got to the bottom of the page and it loaded up every single game that I've ever played, I'm like, okay, I've bought a lot of games, haven't played a lot of games. Like, this is a really sad time. Do we have a preference of who to start with?
I guess you could start with mine first.
Okay. We'll save Ashton's. Ashton's is a lot of fun. As a historian, you can sort of see the digital eclipse that happened when he stopped gaming on Xbox for a while. And you see this gap in games that he has. So let's bring it up now. Now, by some magic, I am hoping I can do this properly. Actually, no, I should just be able to bring it up this way. There we go. We'll pause that in the background so that there's no volume coming through. So, I also apologize in advance to you too for people adding you. I think I'm only able to see your gamer tags for this one. But yeah, so we have your achievement list, and so I've taken the time to scroll down to the very bottom of yours. So presumably these are the first games that you've ever played on the Xbox, but they can vary. Like it says on mine that Fear was the first game I ever played, and I know for a fact it wasn't. It was either PGR, Perfect Dark Zero, or Call of Duty 2. But yeah, let us explore some of the gems that you have here.
Yes.
So hidden behind my camera, of course. So I'll try to highlight what's here in the center. The two that you can not see on the screen are Project Gotham Racing 4 and Soul Calibur 4.
That's old.
That's funny, because actually, Ashton, I think I gave that to you. I sold it to you for like $35.
Wait,
Something like
which
that.
one?
Soul
Soul
Calibur
Calibur.
4, because I
Nice.
just didn't care much for it.
Yeah, so Soul Calibur 4, I remember it's hard to make out the cover here, but you can just above my webcam screen see Yoda's head. And I remember Soul Calibur 4 being so cheap because if you just played as Yoda, you were like undefeatable. You were too low to the ground, so everyone had to do low attacks, guaranteed to hit you. So you could just counter small attacks. I like the hand that is gently on your screen showing up. But yeah, it was the cheapest game, and then there was Darth Vader in that one.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
That was a favorite fighting one. I think 2 is still my favorite in the series. Because on the Xbox, you got Spawn as a system exclusive. On the GameCube, you got Link.
Yeah, that was the one I did play a lot.
Yeah, I think that's the one that everyone played a lot. Yeah, in the chat, Defunct is saying Link was cool for GameCube. So, hello, Defunct. Yeah. Thank you for joining, and Walkabout Games, if you're still with us. Thank you for following along. Link definitely was the best. I really wish that with the new Soul Calibur games, they would just return. I want Master Chief. I want Master Chief in anything.
Just go to Dead or Alive.
Was he in Dead or... Which one? Was that 4?
It wasn't Master Chief, but it
it was,
4, it was like
Spartan.
Something.
Yeah. Really, I just want them, again, E3, they're releasing the last 2 Smash Bros. Characters. Please, the decency and the gaming gods out there listening, let Master Chief be a playable character in Smash Brothers. I want to be able to put plasma grenades on like Kirby, have it blow up, and I want the iconic Grunt birthday party, yay, to go off as you blow them up. That's kid friendly, right?
Of course,
yeah.
Just throw some confetti and it's fine.
All right, so what other gems do we have here? You put a lot of time into Fable 2 pub games. More than I ever put in.
I remember being really excited for Fable 2 to come out, and I remember being told that if you played the pub games, any currency you earn in that will be carried over to your actual game file.
Yeah.
So I remember just like whenever I was bored, I just like start playing it and like trying to rack up some currency.
What other gen? Okay, so Halo 3 ODST. I still argue to this day that story campaign wise, this is one of my favorite games.
It was pretty cool.
I like that like noir feel to it. That crime noir. You don't know what happened. This was also the one that introduced Firefight as a multiplayer mode.
That was really awesome.
I enjoyed that one.
Yeah, I like the darker kind of feel to it. Like, I guess you kind of feel more vulnerable because you're not a Spartan.
No, and you had these neat power-ups. You were limited in what guns you had. I really enjoyed that one. Oh, Bully Scholarship Edition. Back when Rockstar actually produced more games than just Red Dead Redemption and Grand Theft Auto. I still can't believe that Grand Theft Auto 5 has spanned 4 generations.
Yeah.
Or 3 generations now. One of my favorite memes out there is they show like the sequence of every 2 years there was a new Grand Theft Auto game, and then all of a sudden they hit 5, and it's now each console generation instead of every couple of years.
Yeah.
Now, I do believe your Fallout 3 achievements, Ashton would call rookie numbers right there.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mainly got my Fallout experience from watching Ashton. I would just like come over quite often, and then he'd be there. He'd be like, grab a beer from the mini fridge there, and like, I'm just gonna play some Fallout now.
Yeah, so Fallout for Ashton and Defunct, if you're still following along in the chat, like feel free if you've played any of these games and you want to toss in some of your memories, go ahead. I'd love to hear from you. Defunct, of course, being one of my coworkers at work. I sequestered my coworkers. I'm like, please tune into my chats that I have. So they're joining in. Dante's Inferno, that was a lot of fun.
Oh man, I'm still pissed about that to this day. I have, and there's another thing behind that. As you can see, I have like, what is it?
You have
980.
980 out of 1290.
So you want to know what happened? So in the game, you are not able to go back to previous areas if you go too far in it. And one day, our good friend Alex came over, Alex Cartmel, and I like had to go use the washroom or something. I'm like, if you're going to play, don't fucking like go farther in in it. And sure enough, like I come back and he went past like the one thing I needed to do, and yeah, there was no going back, and I was already near the end of the game. I'm like, I'm not doing this again.
No, it's not worth it.
I never let him live that down now.
Rock Band. Oh, so Defunct. Yeah, Fallout 3. Yeah, it's one of those games that you need to. You've sunk. Oh, thank you, Ashton, for joining in on the chat with that one. So more than 400 hours into Fallout games. I believe it. Yeah, it's one of those ones that you either play a lot yourself or you watch people play. I'm there with Defunct. Every time a new Fallout game comes out, I'm like, this is going to be the one that I'm going to sink all the hours into. And then 20 hours later, I'm like, I can't do it. I just...
20 hours later, I'm still in like the first little area.
Yeah, you've just like explored around and gone through. Rock Band. So, of course, this is Beatles Rock Band. But I think we all have our own stories. Rock Band is one of those games that shows up on all of our achievement lists. So I had a lot of fun last night as I was going through. Because that was like the definitive game of our early 20s. I think we all shifted from doing Halo LAN parties at Phil's place to packing into poor Clifford's bedroom at his father's place. So the room that I'm in right now is like a lap of luxury in size compared to what Clifford's room was. And it was filled with a bed, a CRT TV, which, believe it or not, actually puts out a lot of heat compared to flat screens.
Like a sauna in my room.
Nowadays, and regardless, no matter what window you opened, it could be the dead of winter and it would still be 20, 30 degrees in that room because there would be 7 guys sweating profusely. It smelled like BO, pizza, and stale beer in there.
And I'm pretty sure every one of you had fallen asleep on my bed at some point.
Oh, at some point, for sure. But yeah, we played hours upon hours of Rock Band. And I think it was at an anime convention, Cliff, that we entered into. And do you remember the song that we won with?
Oh yeah, it was Muse Hysteria.
Yeah, still one of my favorite songs to this day. So as you're watching the stream, you can tell that I already have a very feminine voice, or at least not as low an octave as Ashton or Clifford's. But when it comes to Rock Band, I falsetto my way through expert mode without shame. You know why? Because it gets 99%. And it's just, it gets the job done. But everyone's like, oh, you were in choir. You must be really good at this game. Like, you must be able to sing like a pro. I'm like, well, I sing like an angel. If it's a very squeaky angel, that's me in a nutshell. All right, so some of the gems. So you're almost entirely all 360, aren't you, Cliff? You never had the Xbox One, and you haven't since.
Yeah, after Xbox 360, I made the transition into the PlayStation, and yeah, kind of after that, I haven't really felt any games really like nothing I've been really excited for on the Xbox myself. Like
Halo,
there is
brownie.
Halo. Classic. But
Yeah.
Besides Halo, on there isn't any other reason I would want to get an Xbox.
Yeah, for me,
Well, now they made everything cross-platform, right? Like for the majority of the games. So like COD, a lot of it's with
Exactly.
like we can all get COD for our own systems and we just crossplay.
Yeah, and that was a game changer. I am very thankful to Activision for that one, where I was like, because it was a huge tick off. Like, I enjoyed playing Call of Duty with you guys and the group, and then all of a sudden it was like, nope, can't do it anymore, because they decided it was, system restricted. But now with the newest ones coming out, it's been really nice. But I agree with you. The Xbox is a bit of a hard sell unless you're in it for Game Pass, which I think is great value. But yeah, it's mostly Forza, Halo, and Gears nowadays, and Fable. If they ever release a new Fable, I'm excited for that one.
That'd be a good game to get back into. I like Fable.
Yeah.
I think they closed Lionhead Studios.
They closed Lionhead, but the I think it's Playground Games, the same studio that did Forza Horizon, are making the new Fable game.
That could be really good.
So yeah, I'm pretty stoked. They're releasing a new Fable game. They're releasing a new Perfect Dark game. And when I say they're releasing, I mean 4 or 5 years down the road. But yeah, Xbox. I definitely play a lot more multi-platform games on, and then PlayStation is why I play my console exclusive titles on. Okay, so Defunct, you switched to your PC, so you remember Rock Band. You did join the Rock Band public contest. That's hilarious that they had to create a new age group just for you and your friends. So I'm curious, Defunct, what was your go-to? I know you play the ukulele at work, but were you a guitar person, a drum person, or vocals? I'm curious. So going through Resident Evil 5, the famous one with my namesake in it, Chris.
It would be nonstop Chris all the time.
Where are you, Chris? I was the butt end of that joke every single time. Chris. Yeah, you were. So Defunct was always forced to sing. Oh yeah. The Orange Crush by REM. Like, I can hear the lyrics in the back of my head. There was Orange Crush that we used to do. Cliff, do you remember the song that would be, I think it was like 7 minutes in length, and I would sit there for like the first 4 minutes of it before any vocals came up. But there would be like crazy guitar and drum solos that everyone would play through. And you'd be like, oh, I'm so tired and I'm so sorry. And I'm like, I'm doing nothing here. I'm just, unless I could do the cowbell with the mic.
That Iron Maiden, Run to the Hills?
I think so.
That was pretty much all drum in the beginning. That was Phil going nuts.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. Oh wait, no, it wasn't Green Grass and High Tides.
It could be that one.
That one I remember was like an insane like opening thing on the guitar, and I don't know how I was able to do it at some point. I don't think I could do that again. But there was that one, and then Don't Fear the Reaper might have been it.
Oh, okay, that would make sense. Don't Fear the
That one I
Reaper.
remember cowbell to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That goes along with the cowbell. Yeah.
Defunct just said Tenacious D song was also like that as well.
Master Exploser.
Oh, okay.
Master
I'm like, I knew it was an inappropriate title for it, and I just could not remember. So as we're going through the list, and Ashton, we're gonna hop over to yours soon. I would like to highlight that as we go through these games, we're entering into the time period around 2008, 2009, when I said, Cliff, can you take care of my Xbox 360 for me? He did not have one himself, and I was too like neck deep in college at that point to really play video games. And so a lot of these games that he is playing are the games that I bought. And so when we go through my list, I'm fairly certain Crisis 1, 2, and 3 have all been beaten and have high gamer score on them. And I have no recollection whatsoever of ever having played those games.
That's weird. I don't think that was me because I never went through Crisis either.
Was it maybe Sarouche who
Might have been Alex Cartmel.
could be?
Because I know he was a big Crisis fan.
My favorite story, and it comes up every once in a while on my Facebook, is you sending me a message saying, "It's happened, man. I got the red rings of death, and I've had to wrap your console in the towel to get it to work." And I'm like, do whatever you need to do to make it work. And I remember back in the day you sending me a photo of my 360, just like all the air vents just covered, because you had wrapped it in a towel in hopes of raising the internal temperature of the console to a high enough point that the chip that would trigger the red rings of death would heat up enough to connect again, and play through. Oh, bless the 360.
That's what they said do.
Yeah. Desperate times called for desperate measures. But yeah, as we're going through, okay, now this one's the gem.
Why support?
I have it highlighted right here, Castle Crashers.
Oh, man.
So if we were to go on my list, you guys should remember this. And Defunct, I'm not sure if you've ever played Castle Crashers, and for those watching, if not, there is a remaster. Definitely worth playing. A bit of potty humor. I think it's... you do have that one, yeah. It's absolutely hilarious. So, I think we were at your house, Ashton. We had been playing... Actually, it was Halo LAN. I remember it distinctly. You had like this giant TV that you were using as a computer monitor, but we had been playing Halo. People got bored of Halo, and we're like, okay, we're going to play Gears of War for a bit until we had done some of the Gears campaign. And maybe like 2 o'clock in the morning. No, it was 1. It was 1. We had ordered our pizza. We were sobering up. We're like, okay, it's time to go to bed for the night. And I said, wait, guys, I have to show you this game. I just downloaded it. It looks like a lot of fun. We should try it out. Yeah, that was 1 o'clock in the morning. What time did we finish it? It was like 6 or 7, wasn't it?
7 o'clock or something.
It was like time to go to work.
Yeah, Suresh is like, I gotta go to work now.
Yeah, like it was a Saturday going into a Sunday. I was in university, so it didn't matter much to me. And I remember Sarouche was like, how do I get out of work? Like, how do I not go to work? And we're like, okay, let's come up with this foolproof plan. and they'll never be any the wiser. Do you guys remember what the foolproof plan was?
Just say food poisoning.
So
I can't remember.
food poisoning was the first layer, but that was just the tip of the iceberg. At 21 years old, 22 when this game came out, our foolproof plan was for him to call his workplace and say that not only had he gotten food poisoning from the pizza that he had ordered the night before, but that he had explosive diarrhea. And surely in a million years, they would never, ever want him to come into work. And he called, and the sad part is, I think even at the end of the day, he ended up going in.
Yeah, he still had to go to work.
Yeah, he still had to go to work. He was hungover, had played way too much Castle Crashers.
Yeah.
But I think for all of us, we probably have around the same gamer score. Because I think that was the one and only night that we ever all played Castle Crashers. We could sign in with our individual gamer accounts. And that was it. So defunct. I liked how you could have gamers and like different players come in and out. Yes, I remember the pooping deer in Castle Crashers. The ones that would like propel themselves across the screen. Okay, so we're going to go over to you. We'll just finish with what was the last game you ever played, Cliff? Surprise, surprise. Why am I not surprised? Your top 3 final ones are Fable 3, Dead or Alive 5.
Oh, yeah.
And apparently you have logged in once to play Minecraft for Android because you have all of one achievement.
Nice, nailed it.
One time, that's all it takes.
Yeah.
That was probably from my phone or something.
If you look at my account, I have Minecraft from. Actually, I think Android is the only one I don't have Minecraft from. I have it on my Nintendo Switch that shows up. I have it on my iPhone that shows up. Okay, so Ashton, let's switch over to you. So you can't see it at the bottom of the screen, but it starts off with Bejeweled and Uno at a grand whopping score of 0 out of 200.
Nailed it.
That's the way you do it.
But we start entering into ones that actually have gamer scores. So the Feeding Frenzy and Marble Blast Ultra, I think by the time you got the 360, this is when they were commonly putting these 4 as demo games that were already pre-installed on the console. But we start off with Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter and Rainbow Six Vegas. That was the one that we played a lot. That would have been you, me, Phil, and Conrad. The Rainbow Six was like the big tactical shooter that got us into gaming. It was one of my favorite all-time online games that existed on the original Xbox, mind you. But the one that you have up above is a real treat. So Marvel Ultimate Alliance. You have half the gamer score. Who is your go-to character?
Oh, I can't even remember. I think it was Daredevil.
Okay. Mine was either Spider-Man or Wolverine.
Wolverine was good too. He's always a good like classic choice.
Yeah. Did you ever play this one, Cliff?
No, I actually did not get the chance to play that one back in the day. I heard many people say it was really good for its time.
Oh, ton of fun. I picked up 1 and 2, and I have 3 on my Switch. if travel restrictions ever lift, I will bring it down to Vancouver, and when we all get together again, I'll load up 3 because it's definitely worth playing. Awesome 4-person cooperative. Think of Gauntlet, but with
Yeah.
Marvel characters.
Marvel. Yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah. Backgammon and Texas Hold'em. Solid choices.
Like me some gambling.
Yeah, got right in there. Geometry Wars. Oh, that's a blast from the past.
Yeah, that's an older one. That was fun.
I will load up footage of this. If you've never had a chance to play Geometry Wars, no, not Dash, Wars. This game is just so much fun.
You like a lot of
seizure in a
flashing
can.
lights.
Yeah. So, yeah, if you like a lot of flashing lights, this is the game for you. So, thank you, Jai Pai, for capturing footage of this on YouTube. This one actually started off, if I'm not mistaken, as a hidden game within a game in Project Gotham Racing. And yeah, Defunct says, yeah, if you're not a fan of bullet hells, this is definitely not the game for you. My trick for this game was always to just space out, not actually look at my ship, but just to sense what was around it and shoot. This one was hidden within Project Gotham Racing 3, and then they gave it a full release. Now, that is something that I want to bring up with you, Ashton, because we have many fond memories of Project Gotham Racing, don't we?
Oh yeah, love that game. Cat and the Mouse on Nuremberg, whatever.
Long gone. I'm not sure if they'll ever bring it back. But Nuremberg, the longest track in PGR2, and the Cat and Mouse was a fan-created mode where one person would have an Enzo Ferrari, the other person would have a Cooper Mini, and the Cooper Mini got a 1-minute head start. So you're just like max speed, 150 kilometers an hour going along. And I think it allowed for up to 8 players. So
yeah, it was 4 teams. So
4 teams.
One person was a cat, and the other person was the mouse.
And you matched your car colors so that they were the same, so that you knew who it was. And then after a minute, the Enzo Ferraris would tear up the track. And as you can imagine, it would be a short time for a Ferrari to catch up, even at max speed, to a Cooper Mini, and it would just be like 10 minutes of chaos as you tried to smash other teams' Cooper Minis off the track. Well, also cleverly and like this was a masterful class talent that we had perfected by this point, Ashton and I, where you got the Enzo Ferrari right behind the Mini Cooper and you just pushed it along. and as the Cooper, you would just see your throttle be like as the Enzo Ferrari is pushing it along.
Redlining.
Yeah. Now, that one was a real treat. But do you remember the game that we would play the most? So PGR2 was up there. But do you remember the original Xbox game that we played the most?
No, I can't think of it right now.
I'll give you a hint. It has 2004 in the title. And it requires you hitting balls.
I'm like drawing a blank.
No, okay. Lynx 2004.
Oh, the tennis game.
No, it wasn't tennis. It was golf. So, yeah. Putting the history cap on for a quick second. The original Xbox had like its whole series of extreme sports. They called it XSN games. And so in it would be Top Spin, which was the tennis game. Lynx 2004, which was the golf game. Rally Sport Challenge 2, which was the rally sport game. and the one that everyone remembers the most, Amped. It was their skateboarding or snowboarding series. But I suck at golf, like absolutely suck at golf. But Ashton and I would spend hours. This was the reason he wanted to come sleep over at my place. It wasn't to, well, sometimes Project Gotham Racing too, but mostly it was to play the golf game. And we would spend hours just on the greens, hitting balls online. It was ridiculous, but it was the most soothing game. And it's actually, I have to thank you, Ashton. Because of that game, I still love golf games to this day. Like anytime a new one comes out, I will be all over it. Mario Golf, when it comes out at the end of this month, I'm so excited for.
Well, they're fun to play. That's for sure.
And it's just dull, pointless fun if you're not playing the game and just watching it. It's not like Portal. It's not like Mirror's Edge, flashy and full of action. You literally just watch somebody set up a shot, hit the ball. Yay. That's it. But
it's like smoothing.
Yeah. Definitely a real gem. So let's continue along. I'm surprised you had the orange box, Ashton, and have 0 out of 1,000. But Godfather, solid choice. 660 on that one.
Yeah.
Oh.
Any game with guns.
Shrek and Roll? What's this gem?
What's it called?
It's called Shrek and Roll.
Shrek.
Yeah, it looked like an arcade title.
Back when he was a massive Shrek fan.
Yeah, super Shrek fan. I will attribute that one to your niece having come over and probably downloaded it onto the console.
Yeah, sure.
You're like, I don't remember the golf game that we played dozens of hours of, but Shrek and Roll.
But Shrek and Roll.
No, I'm looking at it right now. I'm like, I don't remember playing this one.
Okay. I'll bring it up for the viewers as well. So Shrek and Roll.
I definitely don't remember that one.
360. All right, let's get it in eye-popping 4K. So thank you, John God Games HD, for the footage of this game. We'll skip ahead. Okay, so it isn't what I thought it would be. I was expecting like a marble game where the marble had the face of Shrek on it, but no, it seems to just be...
Did you just like slap a guy?
Yes.
When I Googled it here, because I was like, I don't remember that game at all. Then I was like, yeah, now that I see the gameplay footage, I'm like, yeah.
You're like, it brings back dearest memories.
Oh my god.
Yeah, move aside Destiny 2. Shrek and Roll, Game of the Year right here. Game of the Year.
Well, Shrek is also a great
Let's play.
Yeah. No, that's... yeah, well, we'll have to load it up for a Let's Play. Dig it up from the grave. I have a 360, so I'm sure it could be hooked up and played that way.
Sequel's coming out soon.
Yeah, Shrek and Roll 2, back with a vengeance.
The long-awaited sequel you've all been waiting for.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, Defunct also thought it was going to be a Peggle clone. Yeah, it wasn't what I expected it to be. Enchanted Arms, I remember that Ubisoft's foray into a Japanese role-playing game was really cheap. I remember it being an easy 1,000 out of 1,000 gamer score for that one.
Yeah, real easy.
Real easy. Just a lot of hours. Gun, Modern Warfare. This is when we got into it. You see, this is how you can tell Ashton's a true Project Gotham Racing fan. 705 out of 1250 on Project Gotham Racing 4. This one holds a close spot in my heart. 2 is still my favorite, but 4 introduced motorcycles. I'm not sure how often you played with bikes versus cars, but I really enjoyed that one. I wish Microsoft, if you're listening, please. There's 2 games from the original Xbox days I want back. First is Project Gotham Racing. The second is Crimson Skies. What I would not give to have Crimson Skies come back. Did you guys ever play that one?
It sounds familiar.
I got an Xbox just as that game was like dying out, and I got online, and I think there was like one other plane in the air, and I was like, oh boy.
Yeah, yay, so much fun.
And it was always funny because on the title of the box it would be like the #1 game like people are playing online.
Yeah, so I've loaded it up.
Halo 2 came out
in the stream. And Ashton, if you have Game Pass, I do believe it's on there. You can purchase it and play it on the Xbox One. But it was a flight sim. It was a combat flight sim. But it was a ton of fun. And yes, at one point, as Cliff alluded to, it was one of the most played games online on the original Xbox. I think it was this one, Rainbow Six, 3, and Mech Assault. That were up there.
Right. Yeah, Mech Assault.
Yeah, we played many hours of Mech Assault at Phil's house. So Defunct, Crimson Skies, more combat, playing combat games in general. Really, for the mods out there, if you're listening, please, when you release Flight Simulator on the Xbox Series X, if you want to mod Crimson Skies into Flight Simulator, that would be awesome. Okay, so I'm really enjoying exploring yours, Ashton. You have some underrated gems here. Oh, like this one. So we see our battlefields, pretty typical for Ashton. But you thought Shrek and Roll was hot. This bad boy right here, simply titled Yaris.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So
game.
this is a game that exists on all of our achievement list.
Oh man, Yaris.
Yaris. So released as a
marketing scheme.
as a marketing scheme by Toyota. This free-to-play gem back before Fortnite was the title champion of free-to-play. You had Yaris.
Fortnite has nothing on this.
No.
Look at it.
And so thank you MK7 Gaming for the footage on this one. Needless to say,
It's the hard pumping.
yeah, this is I'm not sure. This makes anything on the PlayStation 5 look like garbage. This is it for me. You played
downgraded in our life.
you played this one to get the achievements. Did you guys ever play any of the Burger King ones as well?
Oh my god. I don't think so, but I know of them.
They're hard to come across. So they were physical 360 games that were released by Burger King. Think of it as like a Happy Meal toy, but for a console. Again, easy achievements. I would know. They've actually become really hard to find gems now. Collectors have gone out of their way to get them. But super easy achievements. Up there with Avatar: The Last Airbender and King Kong for just guaranteed 1,000 out of 1,000. And 316 what ups. Thank you for the Crimson Sky footage. Before I forget to mention you. But okay, we'll find some serious ones for you, Ashton. Here, I just had to point out Yaris because that was one that I saw yesterday. Where I'm like, I'm gonna bring light to this one. How are you guys doing for time? Do you need to get going soon?
I'm good.
I think I'm okay.
Okay. Well, we're almost at an hour and a half, so we'll do about another 10 or 20 minutes, and then call it a day. So Fable, 830 out of 1350. Again, one of my favorite RPGs. The fact that a fart mechanic is a dedicated move that you have. Um, I do believe only Fable and South Park Stick of Truth have farts dedicated as gameplay moves that can actually impact NPCs. You have Grid and Resident Evil 5. Nice to see. More Chris. We enter into the rock band phases. Now, I'm gonna. Okay, see, so this is why I say rookie numbers. Fallout 3 for Ashton here is 1250 gamer score out of 1550. Yeah, so we all have rookie numbers compared to him. But from a historical standpoint, so I really love Ashton's list because as we scroll up, we see the Halos, we see the Godfather games, but then we see the gap.
Godfather.
We oh, did you see 100% on Godfather?
I think so. Down.
Oh yeah, Godfather 2. And here you say you don't complete games fully.
There's
Look at
very
that.
few games that I
100%
completed.
on Godfather 2.
Whoa, man. Holy.
I
Maybe
wanted
gotta
to
watch
rule the
out.
city.
But as I was scrolling through, what I really enjoyed seeing is you can see the gap in Ashton's playing, and you can tell for how long he had stepped away from games. So, Call of Duty Black Ops 2 and Rock Band were the last 360 games that he played. So those would have been like 2012 releases, 2013, and then he comes back in with Battlefield 1. Back in 2018. So back at it like a bad habit. He's right in there with the first person shooters. Though, you are a man of culture. I see you played Assassin's Creed Origins.
Yeah. No, I tried. I got that one. I bought it, and I started playing it, but it just feels like the exact same as the other Assassin's Creeds, just in a different area. So after a while, you're kind of like, "This is fun," and then you're like, "This is kind of boring."
Do you have a favorite in the series?
I think it was the original because the original is like, it's kind of like, "Whoa, this is crazy! It's never been done before. It's different." I'm having fun. I was running around just assassinating people.
And Cliff?
My favorite would probably have to be I'm gonna say 4, the whole pirate thing and
Yeah,
everything
Black Flag.
Yeah, Black Flag was really, really good. And because I remember the one memorable thing from it was there was like 4 legendary ships that you could go and fight at a certain given time.
Okay.
And one memorable one for me was like it was at night and like the moon was out and then this big giant ship just comes out of nowhere and you just rip it apart.
I think that's where I fell off of Assassin's Creeds. Sadly, it's one of the ones I never played through fully. The Ezio trilogy is still my favorite to this day.
Yeah.
So what was it? 2 Brotherhood and Revelations. I had an absolute blast with. I remember. Do you remember the Altair figurine that I had on top of your TV?
Yep, I remember how it fell.
Yeah,
and you lost it lost its leg or something.
It was a collector's item in the original game, and so I hung it up on Cliff's TV. I had no use for it at my house, and yeah, one day Altair eagle dove and not only shattered his assassination blade, but just ripped off his arm entirely, and it was done. Altair was retired after that point. All right. So what other gems do we have here? Oh, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. You're only 20 achievement points short.
I know. I think it was something like really silly that I missed.
What's the
And I was
one that
like,
you're
I don't want to
missing?
go through the whole thing again.
Okay.
Aw,
So you have
those are always
everything
the
unlocked.
worst.
Oh,
What did you forget?
no, it won't tell us. It won't.
Oh, it's a secret one?
Yeah, it's probably a secret one.
Yeah, it is.
Uh, yeah, I hate when games do that. You're so close to
And
beating
try and look
it.
it up real quick.
You're like, I need to know.
Oh man,
Um,
grub.
okay. Can we get back to achievements? All right, so we have Jedi Fallen Order, The Witcher 3. I know you've poured a lot of time into. You're like the biggest Witcher fan I know of. Um, have any of you
Yeah, it's a
two?
fun game.
I couldn't get into it. Every single time I try, it moves so slowly for me. Though Cyberpunk is one of my favorites that have come out from that studio, despite all the flaws and how technically hiccupy that game is. Cliff, have you played much of The Witcher?
Nah, that's another series I haven't been playing at all.
Yeah.
I've wanted to get into it, but I feel like going back to Witcher 1 would be like a bit too far to try to start it again. I think some people have told me I can try Witcher 3 and try to get into that, but I would like to know the story beforehand, so I could always maybe watch a lot of like videos about the
Yeah.
first or second one.
I think at
But
this point that's the best way.
yeah, because I've been told Witcher 3 is like one of the like best games out there as well. Like at a certain point it was known to be like really, really awesome.
Well, they put it
I'm
up
gonna
there
log
with
in here
Breath
to
of the
check out my
Wild.
achievement.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would probably have to check it out one of these days. I wouldn't mind.
And anyone in the chat, Defunct, if you're still there, feel free to chime in if you've played any of these games. Fallout 4, 1260 out of the 1600. Classic. And yeah, now we get into the recent games. The Final Fantasies 7, 8, 9, and then 10. But, oh, Ashton, you didn't tell me this. When did this happen? So, for those watching this stream, I've been paying very close attention to my friend's progress in Destiny 2. Forever commenting and chirping him about being one achievement short in Destiny 2. And you sneaky, sneaky person, for someone who says, oh, I don't 100% games all too often, you 100%ed it.
Yeah. I don't. It's one of those things. I didn't even realize that I did it. I don't aim for like achievements. It just if I get it, I get it.
Do you remember when you popped that achievement?
No idea.
Uh,
Usually when they pop at
Big
the bottom, I
blur.
don't see it. I'll like just be like, I'll ignore them usually because usually it's like somebody saying a party invite, like, hey, come play. It's like,
right. Trying to see because they usually give you a date of when they were unlocked. No, it's not going to show up here.
Even
Maybe-
if it's a secret one, I think you can still see, but I'm not too sure.
Maybe it was wishing for the best. Complete the last wish raid. But yeah, no, that's a lofty achievement. Congratulations on that one.
thanks.
See, live
I
at the
found the one
moment.
achievement I'm missing for Jedi Order.
Which is it?
Find all the BD1's encrypted logs. I think I'm
Oh.
missing one.
Go figure. Yeah, it's a collection
Of
fest.
course. The collection ones
Yeah.
are the worst.
Yeah, it's like, oh, did you check here? And like you're trying to figure it out. And you're like, I don't know where I checked now, and I got to play the whole game again to look for one.
Or Assassin's Creed. Let's go try to find all the damn flags again. Here we go.
No, it
Yeah.
that particular one actually reminds me of South Park Stick of Truth. I
And did
almost
you
a
screw
thousand
up
out
the
of a
ship?
thousand. I missed a Chimpokemon
Yep, on the ship, I'm
on the
guessing.
damn ship, sitting
Same
on
here.
top of the freaking shelf. You're going
Hmm.
through the ship. There's so much stuff happening. Do you think you're gonna
Yeah.
think to look on top of an insignificant shelf on the bottom part of the screen? No, you're not. And that's where
It's
it
like
was.
blended into.
Yeah, it's like I remember beating the game, going, "How have I not unlocked this achievement?" And looking
Mhm.
up a YouTube um, walkthrough and being like, "Are you kidding me? That's where it is?" Because you're on the alien ship, maybe 4 or 5
Not
hours
even.
in of a 30-hour
Yeah,
game,
and
and
you're
it's
only
just
on it for like 15, 20 minutes.
yeah, in and out. Again, one of those games like 99 Nights where I will never put it back into my console and try to get that one achievement. It's not worth it. Um, yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Ah, you see, live in the moment, accolades of achievements and 100 out of 100. So, Godfather 2, uh,
And
Destiny
Destiny.
2 now. Now you just need to 100% Shrek and roll, and the trifecta will be complete.
Devote all your time to that one. Forget about Fallen Order.
Yeah. All right. So where do we start with me? There are too many games. I had the very sad list. With the scroll bar, you can't even see where it is on the side.
Oh
Um,
man.
I have so many. So my friends have often made fun of me for being the person. If you ever see those memes of buy a game, don't play the game, or buy a game, play for 10 minutes, and then you're distracted by the new prettiest thing that's come out, i.e., a new game. That is me in a nutshell. Um, and so Xbox is a crowning example of this. Um, yeah, I've played many games in my life. I'm trying to find some of my favorites. So yeah, 99 Nights, the one that's 1,000 out of 1,000 for me.
Viva Pinata.
Oh yeah, Viva Pinata. Okay, so everyone knocks Viva Pinata. It is a fun game by Rare. Uh, think of like Xbox's version of Animal Crossing, but you actually get to breed the pinatas, and that's Viva Pinata. So you can talk crap about it, but I will defend
I
Viva
will.
Pinata until the end of time. Uh, Trying to go through it. I
I can
feel
just remember you playing it.
I'm ashamed. I have no gamer score in Yaris. I'm gonna have to fish out
Oh
my
man,
360,
what are you doing?
download Yaris, and get some gamer score in this. For shame.
The all new 2008 Yaris.
Um, oh, Shadowrun, absolute gem. Same studios that did Crimson Skies. This was a really fun cooperative. It's almost Overwatch, except 9 years before Overwatch came out as a game. Um, Marvel Ultimate Alliance. I'm trying to think. With my list being so big, I should have made notes beforehand um, to highlight the ones I was really proud of. Lost Odyssey being on 3 discs. I remember that
Hmm.
fondly. Um, oh, this is a good one. Did any of you play the original Need for Speed Most Wanted?
Yeah.
Uh, no, I played Underground.
Uh, okay. Underground, I never got to play. Um, but it was the Need for Speed Most Wanted. I could never beat the last car in the game. The iconic title car that was on the game case, the BMW M3, if I'm not mistaken. And it was a rookie mistake because the car that I should have started with was the Mazda MX-7. The only way to beat the BMW M3 was with the Mazda because it was a 7 speed. And so you could gear up into one more gear higher than the BMW, and your top speed would be higher. Yeah, Rock Band days. Yeah, a lot of gems in here. Oh, and I skipped past it, but there was the Call of Duty, the 1,000 out of 1,000. I do believe the last... Modern Warfare. Does it show up? No. I skipped past it too quickly. But yeah, that's
now.
Mile High Club.
Collection.
What's that?
We're too far past it now in your massive collection.
We're too deep in. This is my most shameful achievement. Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah.
You load up the first level in 30 seconds. You get all 1,000 gamer score.
Yeah.
Easiest game that has ever been created. Mass Effect 2. Proofs in the pudding. Almost completed this one fully. Yeah, I have too many games. There's not as many gems here as there were for you guys. So I'll scroll to the top. You can see how massive the list of games is that I own and have played through. Right up to the very top. What's the latest one that I played? Oh yes, Gears of War. And you see Minecraft for iOS shows up every time. But yeah. Well, we're at an hour and 41 in. I think we've had a really good trip down memory lane, but there's one more. I was just about to wrap this up, but I promised the viewers of this stream the real gem. Oh, I did not mean to open that. Doo-doo.
What's it gonna be?
What's it gonna be? Only the best game ever created. Ladies and gentlemen, it's called Lips. PlayStation enthusiasts, you can cry and weep all you want, because in 2008, this guy came over to Ashton's house with a plastic wrapped game, 2 mics, a game case, and I said, Ashton, this game is called Lips. Will you sing karaoke with me? Ashton, who I had never known to really play any sort of karaoke game, said, hell yeah. And as you can see, in one fateful December of 2008, we unlocked almost every single achievement in this game, because they're all from December. And
yeah.
If
12th it looks like.
yeah. Well, no. Here's the thing, and I found this last night, and this is why I want to end on this one. This made me laugh, because if you look closely enough, this achievement was locked 2008 12/11, so December 11th 2008. But ladies and gentlemen, Ash and I are such kick-ass karaoke stars that we time traveled. We went back in time, folks. Not to last year.
Yeah.
We didn't go forward to 2009. No, ladies and gentlemen, if you look below, we went back to New Year's Day 1753.
You guys changed the internal clock?
The Americas had just been formed for maybe decades at this point. There were still undiscovered parts of this planet that we had not known of. Ashton and I were singing our goddamn hearts out. Yeah, so I was looking through the achievement for Lips because, right? Defunct is saying I forgot this part of history class. Yes, so up there with the American colonies and
Where these two guys-
war after war in Europe, there should be a little segment, think of your socials textbook with a little clip in the corner of Ashton and Chris singing lips and making history. But the reason I wanted to bring this up is if you have the chance, and I'll load it up quickly, there's lots of songs on this game. Like dozens of songs that you could choose from. But no, ladies and gentlemen, for Ashton and I, there was only one song for us.
over and over and over again.
And so, as you can tell, the third person in the room with us as we were unlocking all these achievements was no less than Clifford, who had to sit there on Ashton's bed as Ashton and I just hit repeat. It's like, no, let's play it again because we can get the higher score. We can do
what
better.
song should we do again? Duran. Okay.
Hungry like the wolf.
Yeah, hungry like the wolf. So, this is a full ad that I can't skip through. So, thank you officially to the Duran Duran page for loading up the official music video to this one. But for those watching along, you have that classic 80s synth playing in the background. And the best part of all was the do 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 that we would just do over and over and over again. And
Drive me insane.
I literally know no other lyric to this song aside from the do 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 part and hungry like the wolf. And then later
Hungry like the
on,
wolf.
yeah,
Hungry like the wolf.
exactly. We were just like leaning closer and closer, like hungry like the wolf, hungry like the wolf. But yes, so needless to say, we went back in time and unlocked it because I was really curious. I'm like, did we manage to unlock all the trophies or achievements on December 11th? I actually have a sneaking suspicion we unlocked because it's all 1753 and then December 11th. I don't know what happened, but I suspect we unlocked them all on December 10th and then it flipped over to December 11th and we continue on unlocking. But literally in the span of, I think we played this game for 7 or 8 hours straight, unlocked all of these achievements. That definitely, if you're going to ask anyone to sing at a bar mitzvah, a wedding, just casual karaoke, move aside Adam Sandler from The Wedding Singer, because this guy in the top left corner is the one that you want to hire. With, of course, his faithful backup singer, Chris, in the background with his falsetto, and can carry along. But I think that's it. So we've made it to like almost 2 hours that I've picked your brains. And we had some technical issues. So Cliff and Ashton, thank you so much for your patience in getting this started. And this was a real blast from the past to run through. And I'm glad we uncovered
1753.
Yeah, 1753. I'll call up the historians at B&B, tell them you're missing an important historical date on New Year's Day, 1753. History was made. Two seemingly average fellows unlocked like 10 achievements in succession while singing Hungry Like the Wolf, a song that wouldn't come out for another 230 years after the fact. Yeah. So that has been it for this evening. So I'm Chris. I've been here with Cliff and Ashton going through some of our favorite memories from the past. I'm sure this won't be the last time that you see these two fellows, as They are my favorite regulars I bring on, and you're now regulars because this is now your second episode with me. So you're now going to have to be reoccurring faces. Can't have the dream team without Cliff and Ashton. Um, and then we'll see. Hopefully in future, maybe we can fill in that bottom right corner. For you, it could be, okay, Ashton, stop flirting with the audience there in the chat. But yes, Defunct 29 is every Sunday. And one, I'm not having technical issues. It does start typically around 7. I was going to start this one a bit earlier because I knew that there were going to be some technical glitches. And of course, we started closer to 7 because of the technical glitches. But yeah, this won't be the last time that you see us. I'm sure we will be back on again. I'm going to have to pick their brains. Hopefully, if when the travel restrictions lift from COVID, maybe miracles will happen and I can find out where those lips mics have gone to. And we can have a karaoke session of Hungry Like the Wolf. Aren't you excited for that, Cliff?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely.
super excited. I know you're excited. You can barely
just do Rock Band.
contain yourself. Or yeah, Rock Band is a. Now I do have a Rock Band
here.
set. Oh, you have your kit still?
I don't have my kit, but I do have the Rock Band mic for some reason.
Okay, if you have the mic, I have the kit. I purchased it, and if we can find the software, we can revisit some Rock Band, and have a real awesome time there.
You have 2 guitars or just the one?
I have 2 guitars.
Oh, game over, kids.
Yeah, done. Just done deal. Bass, guitar, drums, mic. Call it a day. And I play the cowbell. Super awesome. So, anyways, I will stop dragging this show on longer than it needs to be. This has been Chris, the gaming librarian, coming at you with gaming narratives, where I bring on best friends, sometimes my wife, and other times cool and random folks to come and talk about their favorite gaming memories with me. I would like to give a shout out to Ashton and Cliff for joining me. If you want to follow along on Twitch, Ashton, you need to step up your game and get a Twitch channel going so that I can highlight you. Because right now I can only highlight Cliff, but if you want to follow my favorites, one of my favorite guys. I was about to call him my favorite teddy bear, and then that felt awkward. At Luscious Fox Gaming on Twitch. So twitch.tv/Luscious Fox Gaming. That's where you can find my friend.
Hopefully I'll get some content up there sometime soon.
Oh, no. Well, you keep playing Celeste. Like, you have awesome runs, and I'm happy to help you with the content and getting that up and going. There.
I will need your help in the future.
Sweet. And yeah, I thank you two for joining me. Chat, if you ever want to join in, feel free to reach out. There's the Discord link on my main channel. And don't forget to tune in Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays where I have other regular programming, including my new game review. On Wednesdays, I do Intro to Gaming and Libraries where I talk about library-specific things. So this week, I will be highlighting the top 10 games for the Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo Switch to add to your collection. And then on Friday, I do a Let's Play. This week, I'm super excited. I will be playing the living heck out of not only Final Fantasy VII Remake Integrate, but also Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. Super stoked for that game. So thank you for tuning in. And this has been Chris, the Gaming Librarian, chatting to you. Have a great night. Thank you for joining Defunct, and I'm signing out.